It's time for an inside look at the most powerful motorsport on the planet. WFO Radio, NHRA Nitro.
It's the most exciting sport on earth as far as I'm concerned.
Take a walk through the Nitro pits as we go one-on-one with the stars of drag racing.
Hi, I'm Courtney Forrest.
I'm Tony Schumacher.
Hey, you're with Matt Hagan.
This is Ron Capps, Matt Hagan's personal friend. You're on WFO.
Featuring the NHRA's Alan Reinhart.
Our events are truly an experience. They're not just a spectator event. They are an experience.
So get in, sit down, and hold on with host Joe Costello as he goes WFO.
Thanks, brother. Always love being on WFO, baby. Nobody brings it to you better than you, brother.
Now crank it up. It's time to go WFO. Here's your host, Joe Costello.
WFO Radio from Joliet, Illinois, the Route 66 Nationals. Listen, here's what we're doing. I am traveling this week from wherever I am, Route 66, straight to Topeka, not hitting the studio. So we're starting the podcast right here, right now, just like this with
Steve Torrence,
the Top Fuel winner. Steve-O, 4 in a row. And I just love, it's so hard to win a race. You guys, you got a chemistry. You say it all the time. I don't really want to talk about the round win so much. I want to talk about, this group of dudes. How did you find this group of dudes? How did you assemble this band of brothers? And, did they apply? Did they bring each other in like stray cats? What happened? How did this team happen?
You know, honestly, all that goes to Bobby Lagana being able to get these guys together. And it took a couple years to get them all in place and get everybody gelled together. And then, Bobby is just the heart and the blood of this team. I mean, he's the glue. He keeps all these guys together and keeps everybody happy. But it's more than that. I mean, we really are like a family. There they go on that golf cart with the train horn.
I love the train horn.
Yeah, you'll get tired of it as the day goes. But
you sound like you speak from experience.
It's just a really tight, close-knit group of guys that work well together, and the continuity and the friendship and bond that they have. I mean, when you see these teams that go out and dominate like Schumacher did for years, it was all the same guys. And when they can work together and you hear this just symphony of air wrenches and nothing else, then you just see what it is. And I mean, they truly work so well together.
They work well, they party well too. This is a team that, it's really cool. Sometimes, people don't know how to separate the two, right? As they're taking the wings back and the stage is being disassembled. We're here by the track right now. But these guys seem to know how to navigate all of the challenges of being on the road, when to be fun, when to be serious.
Every now and then I have to reel them in on some of their celebrations. They can get a little bit wild and out of control, but when you enjoy what you're doing, it changes the dynamic of everything. And these guys love their jobs. They love racing together. We all do. And we, if one of us is down, nobody's going to let that happen for long. And there's always something going on. Somebody's got something in the family or, whatever going on. And these guys are just, really, it's I don't know how you say it, but it's just a big support group of guys. And, sometimes I go up there and drive like crap and they bring me back up. And sometimes they got something going on and I'm there for them. So it's really a special deal. But yeah, they party their butts off. They race hard. We're just, at the end of the day, we're just die-hard drag racers, and we're here to win. And I think that it just exudes from each and every one of these guys.
Now, we just did an interview in the media center, everybody, and I asked Steve about round by round, and Mike Salinas and Antron Brown, and I don't want to ask him the same questions is basically it. We just did all that stuff. So we're doing something a little bit different here. And now, Steve, the championship and all of that, but the number that shocked me was just dropped on us. Something like, 22-4 in final rounds since 2017. And that is insanity. The final round win percentage, that is a great way to tell the caliber of a driver and of team, because you're going up against the second best guy. They've advanced to the final round. That is an insanity number. You seem shocked when you found out as well.
It is pretty impressive to see that number, but when you're able to be in my position and have that car that just is such a confidence boost and builder, when you're going rounds, I feel like if we can get to that semi or that final round, I can't be beat. It's how I feel inside. I've just really, I don't know if it's swagger or if it's confidence or if it's cockiness or what, but I'm trying to do better about just kind of staying humble and keeping my words and opinions to myself. But if we can get to the semis and finals, I'm pretty confident that I can go up there and leave on the guy beside me, and Richard and Bobby are going to give me that car, and that's what they consistently do. And I think that it just continues to build on that. There was a time when I really doubted myself, and you have to prove to yourself that you can do it. And sometimes you got to go back and evaluate and rethink the situation and put yourself back in there and say, I've done this, I can do it. And that's what I did at the first of the year. You go in there and you're lax and, oh, we're the champs. Well, that doesn't mean that you get to slow or slack up. It means that they're coming for you harder. And so we changed our mindset, and we became more aggressive, and I became more aggressive in my driving and back to what got us to be the champs. And I think that you just have to maintain that level, and it's difficult, but if you want to stay at the top, that's what it takes.
4 in a row is just so amazing. It's not quite 6 in a row in the countdown, but regardless, great stuff. As some would say, bad to the bone. That was a good sound selection on Friday night.
Yeah, I needed to change it up a little bit. I was kind of against changing my song at all, but, that one right there is a throwback, and I think that, in my opinion, I think that we should all pick a song and stick with it, and that'll just brand us as drivers, and when you hear that music, you know who's coming out. And that's what a lot of the PBR bull riders do. I mean, when you hear that music, you know who's riding next, and we'll probably stick with that old George Thorogood for a little while.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's one of the greatest of all time. Bad to the bone. Come on. The opening scene to the movie Christine. Scary stuff. All right, Game of Thrones, real quick. I know we got some WFOers out there that like it. Hey, it's hard to end a show, right? A 10-year-old show. Give me your thoughts, your take.
The show was so twisty and turny and so many different things going on, and just the way that it ended, I wasn't disappointed, but I wasn't happy. My girlfriend, Natalie, she was pissed. She didn't like the way it ended at all, but it did not leave any loose ends. Everything was wrapped up. I don't really know where to go from there. What did Jon Snow do? He went back to the Night Watch, and where did Dragon go? And, some of those are left open-ended. Maybe they're going to do something else, but I'm kind of sad it's over with.
Yeah, it is. Well, what are we going to do with, either late night Sunday night or early Monday morning, or, there's an hour that was free entertainment. It is now gone. They'll come up with something. They always do.
They'll come up with something, and we'll just have to wait suspensefully and see what it is.
Hey, congratulations, 4 in a row. Huge accomplishment. It's funny, though. It's but 6 in a row in the countdown is not going to be beaten.
They can't beat it unless they change the races in the countdown, but they can tie it. So we got to try to keep the momentum going and just enjoy the moment while we're in it. And we're very thankful and blessed that we're here.
There you go, Steve-O. Congrats.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
There is Steve Torrence starting us off on WFO Radio Podcast, an off week. And look at that. Oh, my goodness. Natalie Janke with a little baby showing Steve Torrence. And they're doing cute stuff. And here's what I'm going to do, folks, okay? This is kind of a different deal. You may recall a couple of weeks ago, I was driving from Richmond to Johnson City, Tennessee for Performance TV on Motor Trend Network. And I did not do a show, and I felt horrible, honestly. I felt guilty and horrible. No content, no racing, no NHRA. And so I have committed to not do that again, at least in the short term. But my responsibilities with the National Hot Rod Association are ever expanding. And so I have less time to run around and get these winner circle shows. Steve just happened to be out there and available to start the show. And so the show is now rolling. And I am going to just not stop. So you may recall, now with my expanded responsibilities here at the National Hot Rod Association, I am unable to do my normal chase the drivers down in the winner's circle. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a consistent roll, and we're going to catch drivers wherever they happen to be and interview them for WFO. For instance, we have just cornered Matt Smith, who is claiming his victory banner and a huge win for the champ. Tell everybody about the banner thing. Same deal, by the way. Everybody, I just interviewed these guys moments ago for the track, which totally kills the WFO experience. I can't ask you about round by round. We just talked about that. So let's talk about different stuff. The banner thing. Nobody knows about it. It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a great big old banner that NHRA puts up in the winner's circle picture. There's 2 of them. So 2 of the professional teams will get the banner, and we got chosen to get this banner. And I can't say enough. I got the one here last year, and I got this one. We try to put them up in the shop. They're so big that we're having problems finding room for them.
Nice problem to have.
Yeah, but it's we're cutting them up and putting the logos up in the shop, and it's just a real fun deal.
All right, you won your first race since you won the championship last year. I know you got that great engine and a lot going on, but was it getting a little frustrating not breaking through?
Yeah, we tried to get the win at Gainesville with that engine, and had some problems there, and so I put it under the bench. And when NHRA slapped all the weight on us, I didn't want to go too fast and get penalized again. But I decided to bring it out for this race, and it's just one of them deals. I mean, it's hateful. Every time we bring it out, it's fast, and it's wore out right now. We got to get it freshened up, but I figured let's run it this race, and we'll get it fresh and have it ready for Sonoma when we got to run for the big money again.
All right, we are nobody's around, folks. We can talk about stuff that's totally different than everything else. You beat 3 lady racers in the same day. I don't know if that's ever happened. Maybe it has, and I just don't remember. Second round, semis, final. One of them was your wife. That's kind of a cool stat. Like, go guy power.
Yeah, I hope.
Right, we're a girl power, guy power.
I hope the women's organization doesn't come and beat up on me now because me beating up on the ladies. But they're tough competitors, all of them, and to beat Angel 3-time champ, to beat my wife, and then to beat Karen in the final because she was badass all weekend, all day today with double low lights, and I almost gave it up, but I just wanted to be green and let the bike do the work, and it did the work.
And you and Angie together, being able to race against each other, certainly race with each other, have a great time with each other, husband and wife out here, living this racing dream. Like, even though you compete against each other, that's something I think people can't even imagine. What is that like? Traveling the country with your loved one, competing against each other sometime, winning Wallies. Like, what is it like?
It's awesome. I mean, we're the only husband and wife professional team out here right now in the four pro categories. And to be able to live my dream and her dream and to be able to do it together and with Denzo sponsoring us to be able to do this is just phenomenal. And, touring the country, riding this circus with NHRA is awesome. And anytime you can win, you don't take it for granted because you don't know when the next one's going to come unless you're Steve Torrence, and it'll probably be next week for him.
Next week, and then the week after, and then the week after. Exactly. All right, let me ask you one more question. This I did not cover in the media center. I heard you discussing it with some others. Obviously, the most horrific, we had some horrific moments out here. Andy Boll in an alcohol funny car, huge hits, got out immediately. Gianna Salinas tumbling down the track, just like frightening moment. But fortunately, she just got up and with a little rash, and she said to me she was okay. And so that is amazing. But a reminder to all of us that while you guys make it look easy and you go down the track, at any moment things can get pretty wicked.
Yeah, these 200-mile-an-hour pro stock motorcycles are a handful. I mean, we make them look easy, but when you see new people come in and they struggle like they do, I mean, this is a tough deal. And I'm just really glad that she's okay. I mean, I think she'll bounce right back and get on the bike. I mean, she bounced right up off the track, and luckily she wasn't hurt. She said she's going to be a little sore. I talked to her semifinals when she was up here in the staging lanes. Then I talked to her dad down there on the top end after he lost in the finals, and he says she's going to be back on the bike as soon as we can because she needs to get back on that horse.
Amazing stuff, amazing. Again, what people do here in the NHRA becomes normal, but it's not normal. It's amazing, great competitors. Matt Smith, congratulations on your win. Go get some more. Hey, when do we see you guys next?
Norwalk. We'll be at Norwalk.
Norwalk, so not far away. We're going to take a trip to Topeka, Kansas, and Tornado Alley. We'll see you in Norwalk for ice cream. Matt, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it, and I appreciate being on your show, and hopefully we'll get more this year.
Yeah, I think you will. Hey, one more question. All right, you got this great engine, right? Why can't you just make another one? Like, what's up with that?
Well, honestly, I think we got 2 more of them just like it. Angie is the one in her bike, and it shows potential every time. When she makes a good run in a 60 foot, she'll run within 100th of me in the back half. And when she went to 86, and I went 83, I mean, it was right there. So I think we have, and I got another one under the bench that I haven't ran yet that we just got together before this race. And, I might run it at Norwalk and see what it does.
Very good. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
There he is, Matt Smith, and he's got his banner, and he is going to drive off victorious. And this is the golden time, really, at the racetrack, because you get to see these racers do their thing. All right, we're going to proceed along and see what happens, see who's next, that we can keep this show going. All right, Steve Torrence has just left a little while ago. We spoke with Matt Smith, but Natalie Janke is here, and she is the girlfriend of Steve, but also the partner in Game of Thrones. Now, he characterized your opinion of the Game of Thrones finale. We have some people on WFO that listen and like Game of Thrones. You and I have spoken about it, so you're here. I got, he says you hated it. He did a voice. So you wanted, this is your chance now to the world beyond to give us your, Game of Thrones. Why did you hate it?
Well, I feel like we've invested so much time in watching this series, right? From season 1 to season 9, right? That's how many we're in, and for it just to end, for everybody to die, and I guess go back to their roots, as you may say. Everybody could have gotten what they've wanted, but I just felt like there was no additional hope or no additional scheming that you'd seen in all the previous episodes. So I was really let down.
Disappointed. Now, I can see that. I am of, multiple opinions. Like, I can see it, right? But Daenerys, right? The blonde girl, for those that don't, were you angry?
The Dragon Queen.
The Dragon Queen. You were invested in her. Did you want her to lead, to sit on the Iron Throne, even though she killed everybody?
Well, at one point in the series, I would say at the beginning of this season 9, you wanted her and Jon Snow to be together and to rule together. And then in the last episode, right before the season finale, you saw a different side of her. You saw her as she was riding her dragon, get this look, even though the bell was going off and, she had won. It was like, no, we're not going to settle until more blood is shed, and I am going to show that I'm going to rule with fear. So I really feel like at that point you decided not to cheer for her, and you were like, okay, well, is Jon Snow's sister Arya?
Yeah, Arya and Sansa.
You're like, Arya is going to come and kill her, or who's going to come and kill her? And so when it happened and Jon did, it was kind of a little bit taken back, but you knew somebody had to do it, and he was the one who did it.
All right, he did. He killed her, everybody. Spoiler alert, up too late.
I mean, well...
It's too late. If you're going to plan to go watch Game of Thrones now after 10 years, it's over. Here's my take. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. Break it down. Dead people are coming to kill us all. Dead people are coming. We assemble this amazing army to fight the dead. And we're talking Game of Thrones, Steve. And the dead people come, and they fight them. And they're, using dragon fire and dragon glass and all of this stuff. And they somehow, through a miracle, at the last possible second, defeat the dead people. You'd think that might change their perspective on life a little bit. Right. Like, oh man, we just all united together to have this great victory against an army of evil death.
Yeah. Back
to business. Let's get back to being a bunch of jerks and fighting each other about some power struggle that we don't even care about. Like, you can go through that and be totally unchanged. I don't believe it. And that's where they lost me a little bit. I think it should have ended right there with the fight of the dead, and I would have been cool.
Yeah, I can definitely resonate with that. I mean, you talk about just human culture, and when you go through something really serious, we're talking about Game of Thrones.
Resonate.
Yeah, that means understand
Echo
what somebody
beyond.
Else is going through. Resonate.
Yeah. Steve.
you can really understand what's
there
going
we go,
on.
Steve.
And I agree with you. I agree with you.
Thank you very much.
If you're fighting with the dead and you're corralling together,
and then after it's over,
it's like, okay, we're gonna be back
to work.
Piece of crap.
Back to the normal grind.
Yeah. No.
Natalie Janke, thank you so much.
Thank you. Game of Thrones. Wish there was another season.
There it is.
Maybe there'll be a spinoff.
There you go. Yeah, Arya out west. Social media maven, by the way. Natalie going to be on the show at some point in the future. And I'm going to get back into the Acadia rental car. How about that? I know not all of you watch Game of Thrones. Some of you hardcore racer types are like, I don't want to hear about the Game of Thrones. But you know what? It is what it is. This is WFO, and you are going to get what you are going to get. And I think it's pretty cool. Steve walked off too, though, so I would understand. But look, here we are. So the next place we are going to go And there we are. We are going to try to track down Tommy Johnson Jr. We have already gotten our Top Fuel winner, and we have gotten our Pro Stock Motorcycle winner. So I'm kind of cruising around, and this is not going to be good if I collide with someone, as the Infinite Hero team is heading out. Hey, look at this move I'm about to make. Driving through the Clay Milliken pit. You are not allowed to do this. But here I am. And I really want to thank all of you during these little dead spots here in the show. I want to encourage everybody to subscribe and write a review and all of these things as we are going along. Look at that, NHRA National Dragsters Jake Sundstrom is walking around, coming to congratulate the victors. We are looking for Tommy Johnson Jr. Is this him on the phone? There he is. He's on the phone. He's having a conversation, and we are going to get Tommy Johnson Jr. as soon as he finishes. And again, thank you to all you WFO radio listeners who have been so cool to us over the years to come by and say hi. And Tommy, I'm doing WFO already. I'm doing a straight through run on WFO.
I stopped my mom.
What did she have to say about this win?
She's pretty happy. Yeah, that's my mom. She's
having some issues, right?
Yeah, she's been struggling for about a year and a half now. So I think that was good medicine for her.
I think so too. But not just for her, for you, for JC, for the team. Like, these guys work their tails off and put up great performances on a regular basis, only to come up a little bit short of like the Wally, the brass ring, as they say. But you guys broke through right here. This could be a starting point for big things.
Yeah, it is. It blew up in the final, and they're here working on it, trying to tear it apart and figure out what happened. But we blew it up 3 times already this year, and body damage and all that. And they just worked right through it. And we kept fighting back and ran good. It didn't screw us up. So it was good. The guys needed that. They've been so close so many times, and 7 runner-ups before you finally get another win. It's like, what's the guy got to do to win this thing? And we lost a lot of really close races. So they keep fighting, and you keep digging for them. So it's good. It was a much-needed win, and sometimes you need a little boost. It's easy to get down. So I'm sure these guys will cherish this moment, and they'll. Topeka might be even better.
You had some compelling things to say in the media center. The listeners already know we just interviewed you. So I'm trying to do something different. It's almost like an interview about the interview. You said 2 cool things. Like, number 1, I think that the drive here in the Hellcat got your head right.
Yeah,
there's something about that.
Yeah, it's such a neat car, and so it's so cool that Dodge did that last year. And a couple of guys jumped in with me, and we took off and drove up here. It was just it's a cool car, and it kind of gives you that that feeling of like, hey, we won this for a reason. The guys worked hard, and I took it out to the track and ran it a few weeks ago, and all the guys on the team were out there with us. So it was neat. It's just it's something Dodge did to promote the Hellcat, but at the same time, I think it did a lot for our team morale and just the closeness and the bonding of the team. Everybody gets to be a part of it. So it was neat. I just, on the way up here, I just felt good. And it's this track. Been in the final here, I think 4 out of 6 years, and there's certain tracks you go to, it's just good feelings, and it's just comfortable, and this happens to be one of mine.
You licensed here?
I did. I got my funny car license here in '99, ran the Top Fuel car during the race, didn't qualify as the last race with my family team, got the gig with Joe Gibbs, and Monday we stayed after, got my license in a funny car, and it's been pretty much funny cars ever since. Little tracks are here and there, but it kind of got my funny car career started here with Gibbs back in '99, and it's kind of cool to win this race after getting licensed here. I've won it twice now.
And the other thing you said, we were talking John Force in that milestone, which it's going to happen or it might not happen. Who knows? But about your tenure, he is the longest tenured driver, and you're the second longest tenured. And we think about that, but you're a young guy. And John, you got started a little later. You guys started when you were like 16 or 15, sneaking in, by the way. But that's kind of interesting, and I love how you put it. He tried to use his experience. But I have got experience too, kind of like Jedi versus Jedi type thing.
Yeah, we saw him deep stage against JR first round. I was aware of that and what he was doing, and John's crafty, man. He didn't win all those races by not being crafty. So I saw what he did, and I'm like, all right, I've had this happen before to me, and I screwed up. So I wasn't going to screw up again. You've been there and done that, so you put that in the back of your mind, and you log all that data over the years, and you use some of that experience over time, and I thought, all right, I've been here before. I'm going to do it different than I did last time, and it worked. I let him sit there and think about it for a minute. You double bulbed. I don't know if you did it by accident or if you did it on purpose, but you're going to sit there and wait on me because I got 7 seconds to save this car. So I didn't use all 7. Could have, but I didn't. But I knew he thought maybe I was going to there at one point.
Are you counting in your head at that point?
Subconsciously a little bit, yeah, and I probably only used 4. Seemed like I used 6.5, but I let it sit there for a minute, and then I stuck it in, let's go, and just try to catch him off guard, and it worked this time. So you log that again, and maybe someday down the road that'll happen again.
See, and when you say he's crafty, like, you don't mean he shouldn't be doing that. That's what it is. Yeah. That's the game.
He's been around the block, man. He knows all the tricks, and he isn't afraid to use them. So it's cool that he's the benchmark in our class. And if you can go up there and he's maybe trying to do something and use one of his experience on you, and you can turn it around and use it against him, that's cool. That's as good as it gets.
I love that game as well.
Yeah.
Tommy, congratulations. Huge victory. Make-A-Wish. Terry Chandler up there. You carrying a star on your car, and you're a star, man.
We've had a lot of people ask what's that on our roof hatch. They said, what is that? The coordinates and a little star, and it's Terry Chandler's star. Make-A-Wish, Missouri, they purchased a star in her honor, and that's her coordinates. So she's always watching over. She's on the roof hatch every run with us.
Amazing lady and an amazing performance. Tommy, thank you so much.
Appreciate it, Joe.
And now you got to drive home.
Yeah, now I got to take the Hellcat and drive home. I'm like, maybe that wasn't such a good idea.
There you go. Later, congratulations.
This is WFO Radio.
Hangstafers, metalworking lubricants. You got to go to the website and check them out. And so go to hangstafers.com to find out more information. Hangstafers, metalworking lubricants, trying to make you a little more efficient in the shop.
Hey, this is Scott Palmer, driver of the NHRA Cat Spot Litter Top Fuel Dragster. Do you have a cat? Go to catspotlitter.com, order it today. All natural product, made out of coconuts, 100% biodegradable. All you NHRA fan, cat owners, support our team. Go to catspotlitter.com.
WFO Radio is brought to you in part by Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School, the Dragster Adventure at frankhawley.com.
Hussey Performance Copperhead Gaskets. You got to call David directly. 724-318-8292. Hussey Performance Copperhead Gaskets for you engine builders out there. These guys are supporting WFO. Check them out. It is husseyperformance.net.
WFO Radio is brought to you in part by the School of Automotive Machinists and Technology, samtech.edu, education at full speed.
Join the Rodax Army. You got to call Marvin, get on the phone line, or go to the website, rodaxcoffeeandgrills.com. Check it out. That's rodaxcoffeeandgrills.com.
Subscribe to WFO Radio on iTunes. Never miss a show. And don't forget to write a review. WFO.
Hey, what's up, WFO Universe? It's Kathy Fisher. Join me along with Joe Costello every Sunday morning on Motor Trend for Performance TV. That's 8:30 a.m. Eastern. We'll see you then.
This is Sean from Traverse City, Michigan. You ever get done with an episode of Ignition or Nitro and say, man, that's a good job. I'd like to give them a pat on the back and a cold beer. Well, with Patreon, you can. So send that drink down to Gio and Joe.
Now back to WFO Radio, NHRA Nitro.
All right, rolling out. Going to try to go find our pro stock winner, Deric Kramer. Got his first win of the season as well. It was an odd race. A lot of red lights. Top drivers, Erica and Jeg, Doug Coletta, both going red. When was the last time that happened? Others? Seems like a blur at this point. Really, though, two big, massive moments that's sticking out in my mind, and we'll discuss as we get a little later on. But my thought about Andy Bowl, top alcohol funny car racer, purchased a car new to him from the Bartone brothers, and first weekend with the car just destroys it. Fortunately, Andy was okay, and those moments, you know, you think about them, you watch it on television, like, oh, a crash, an incident, but they're just so big Deric around? All right. Over by the van. Let's catch up with Deric Kramer. There's Dad Dave Kramer. There he is. And there he is. All right, we're doing the show right now, doing WFO right now, pulling up. I drive up. This is Drive Up Guest with Dave Kramer. How are you guys doing? You guys are enjoying this moment, obviously. Big win, father and son on WFO. How does this feel, guys?
It's absolutely amazing.
It's pretty cool. Chicago, great track, and the car was just performing flawlessly, and the kid drove like a champ, man.
Yeah, you got to sit here and just listen. Like, all right, Dad, how proud are you of this guy? Goes out there, you've got a racing career, you've done very well, but for him to get in the car in pro stock, that was always the big test, right? And he's excelling.
It's been doing phenomenal, and then we debuted the factory showdown car this week too, getting ready for Topeka next week that I'll be driving in it. And Deric,
say what? Whoa! Is this news for our factory stock podcast? Where did that happen?
Yeah, we ordered it last fall, and Jason Line just finished the motor, and we did it. We entered it in comp for this race, getting some shakedown runs, getting ready for Topeka with it. So.
And you will be running samtech.edu factory stock showdown. That is so exciting. That class is amazing, and that's going to shake things up a little bit. You got a pro stocker and a factory stocker. So next week you're back on track.
Yeah, and Deric's little sister Daria just got her license in our 2017 Copo stock eliminator car, so she's going to run the stock class in Topeka also, and she'll debut it there.
So I guess you guys like drag racing?
Just a little bit. It's kind of in the family, I think.
There it is. Now,
absolutely.
To hear your dad like this, like every kid wants to please their dad, right? You want to try to do something that makes your parents happy. And look at this, you've done it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's a dream come true, and I'm just super lucky. I get the opportunity to even try and do this.
Oh, there he is, Bobby Hill.
There's Bobby Hill.
Get over here, Bobby Hill. Get in here, Bobby Hill. I would, never call you that, but he's using that in the media center now.
Well,
Mike Heiner.
In fairness, I do look like Bobby Hill. I should be getting some royalties off this or something.
All right, I got to say, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Like maybe they copied you.
Well,
maybe that judge guy copied you.
Be, yeah.
How about that 53 in the final, huh?
Yeah, what's up that? Where does that come from? Low ET, the entire meet, final round.
Second best laptop holder out here, Jason Line. Tuned me up. One of these days, maybe we'll upgrade to Greg and go faster.
He owes you. He owes you. You introduced him to his wife, right?
Well, I did, but I didn't tell him to get married. That was all on his own.
All right. But still, that is a huge deal. Like his whole existence would be hollow and empty without you.
Well, I have a long relationship with a lot of those guys. Actually, Greg and I worked together at Marnell's, and I stayed at his house down in Jacksonville where we kept Marnell's stuff. And it's been a lot of years. Those guys have been good to me.
And that's what I really would love for everybody to understand is like, these teams, they roll across the country and, they're all lined up in their cars and everything. But there's another couple of layers to this deal with the people and personalities that are heavily involved in drag racing.
It's like a family. This whole thing is like a family. That's why I enjoy it so much. I'm a family person, and getting to be involved with the KB group, those guys are just phenomenal.
You're gonna have to go through them for a championship. We talked about that in the media center. Like when it gets to that point, you're already past halfway, which is crazy, but that's the schedule. Gloves come off. It's all versus all.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to win, I think you should have to beat the best, and I honestly believe that they are. So I would want to go through no one other than them, to be perfectly honest.
There you go. Guys, congratulations. How are you going to celebrate? What are you going to do?
Catch our flight back to Denver.
There you go. All right, well, be safe, be good. Deric, Dave, Bobby Hill, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
guys. Bye. And how about that? How about that? It's just like, I'm going to do this every week. I'm just going to go driving up to people. That's it. It's a new format on WFO. Like Joe drives around the pits, right? Who else can I go drive up to and do some WFO podcast? I think that's kind of cool. Let's see what else is. All of a sudden, you folks got a new deal. Yeah, this guy's got a podcast. He just drives around the pit area, and he just drives around the pit area. There's Vic Penrod's machine, super stock winner, and he went out and did a great job and got a little vengeance against the guy who beat him in the Jags All-Stars. By the way, congratulations to the South Central Division of the Jags All-Stars for winning. Driving by White Alligator Racing, Tim Kalungian carrying some heavy metal pieces. They made the final round with Karen Stouffer coming up a little bit short to Matt Smith and others. All right, I'm going to continue to drive around the pits. Perhaps the show is nearly done. Perhaps I'll find some other personalities. But the long and short is, all you WFO radio listeners, I really appreciate you guys listening. And I want to bring you as close and up close and inside the sport of NHRA drag racing as possible. Because I'm super fortunate that for whatever reason, I'm here, just like the Kramers, right? I love drag racing for what it is, the speed, the acceleration, the cars, the coolness. But the people make it great. That's what puts it over the top. And to be able to bring some of that out is the best part. Look at that. What is going on? Courtney Enders lugging a heavy box. You're on WFO right now. What are you carrying? All your social media stuff?
See, what happens when Pro Stock gets cut, I have to move in and out of the Pro Stock trailer, and I have about 10,000 cameras that I'd have to move in and out. So this is me when there's no Pro Stock next week, moving all my crap.
Where's your assistant? Your roadie.
My sister, Erica Enders, is my assistant.
There you go. Good job. So we're going to not see you next week?
No, I'll be there. I'll just be with the Pro Mod trailer. So I have to move all my stuff. I work out of the Pro Stock trailer. So when Pro Stock's not there, I have to move all my stuff and work in the Pro Mod trailer.
Copy that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, very good, Courtney.
Sweet. That was good timing for me. Thanks, Joe.
There
you
it is.
rock.
And the whole thing, we're just going straight through live.
I love
WFO.
it. Well, you rock. Joe Costello's the man.
There it is. Courtney Enders, believer. Subscribe, right? That's pretty cool. Now, her sister goes red in the final round. That has got to be very annoying. Very annoying for Erica. But she did make the final round. She beat Richard Freeman. And there you go. All right, we're going to track down our next guest, wherever it may be. I am going to buckle my seatbelt, and we'll have more WFO radio coming up in a little bit from somewhere as we create our special show. And if nothing else, it's unlike anything else, which is kind of cool, right? Right. We'll be back to the track in a second. But the WFO Radio NHRA Nitro podcast has now moved to the lodging area where NHRA has us stay. And I am with Jason Logan from Team Mello Yello. Jason, what we're doing on this week's NHRA Nitro podcast is filling time for the audience. We've heard from some of the winners. We'll be back to the track soon to hear from the rest. But right now we're hearing from you. What has this experience been like for you this weekend?
First off, this is Studio 336.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's where we are.
Works for me.
Yeah, and the lodge is fantastic. First off, can I say you are a fantastic roommate?
Thank you very much.
Because this is how they do it. We have to have a roommate.
My goal is to bring the audience inside.
Yeah.
It doesn't get much more inside than this.
Yeah, you and I sleeping 3 feet apart. Not even. I mean, this might be 2 feet, 2.5 feet. I don't know. But
two double beds.
Two double beds. You get up earlier than I do, which is good.
I'm against that.
Well, listen, this is the career path you've chosen. I've chosen the path of least resistance, a.k.a. shooting T-shirts and bothering people and showing up. Listen, Joe, talent, we are the last one's in, first one's out. That's how it works.
I am aware. Okay, let's, speaking of T-shirt shooting, since this is a rapid-fire, meandering conversation, I felt like I'm back. I was accurate. Alan Reinhart was hating on me, but that's okay. You told me to hit that guy. I was close,
You were close. Here's the thing. Chicago, Route 66 Raceway, it's a big place. It's like a Coliseum, if you will. The stands go right up against the tower. It's a very big place. It's kind of hard not to keep it in the stands. And you did a great job. Joe, I picked places for you to shoot. You were within meters if we want to go, that whole thing.
So what I wanted to do when I told you, hey, we want to have some fun, I'm going to do something fun, I was going to launch the shirt to where nobody was and then watch everybody decide, should I run for it? Is that guy running for it?
Kind of like a foul ball.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you. That would have been fun.
But then I thought, oh my God, they're going to fall over each other. They'll be injured.
Little kids getting trampled.
Right.
Sure.
And so I
just want no part of that.
Lobbed it in there.
But it was good. You did a fantastic job. Joe, listen.
As did you.
Alan Reinhart, he's got an opinion. And he's just going to talk. Blah, blah, blah. Alan Reinhart, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
About
a T-shirt shooting.
He's going to give you a hard time. But you are a stellar T-shirt shooter.
Thank you very much.
What I was having a problem with, though, when the call came down, hey, let's go shoot shirts. I go, I got nobody because you had to run back into the media center to get waters and a cookie.
This is true. I didn't feel like doing it, is the reality.
I get it.
I didn't want to do it.
I didn't want to do it.
I figured
either.
you had somebody else
I
can
had
shoot
a
shirts.
whole track team. The Route 66 team was supposed to be out there, and they weren't there. I was like, I told you to stand right. I go, where are these people?
Yeah. Now, what was up with their since now the segment is T-shirt shooting,
Right.
which is fine. They have like special T-shirt guns. What's up with their guns?
Well, that's a smaller, it's a T-shooter. That's what that's called.
Is that better than what we have?
No. Ours goes probably like, it can go like 100 feet, 200 feet. This thing went like 25 feet.
Oh.
Yeah, no, ours is way better. Ours is like
terrible.
Yeah, ours is a T-shirt cannon on crack, and it goes forever. This thing is, it's just like, hey, poof, poof, poof. Not that great.
How was the crowd out there at Route 66 Raceway, since you are the guy that is ground zero for fan interaction, autograph sessions, walk in the pits, out there, no protection. Fans, they got to be there.
They're in my face. Yeah. They were pretty good. It's hard to kind of go back to the well a bunch of different times. Like, okay, I've seen it, done it. Okay, whatever. But these guys were good. I mean, you yourself, the reaction when I gave them my Chicago accent,
incredible.
They dug it.
They got the joke.
They were like, I said, hey, everybody, we're going to go to Portillo's tonight and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Joe, are you going to get the hot dog or are you going to get the Italian beef with the peppers and the things on top? Are you going to get that? And they enjoyed it. I'm like, okay. So
they can make fun of themselves, which was good.
Yeah, this is a good track. The people are fantastic. The fans are good. They get it. They understand. They're knowledgeable. Some of these people go to Indianapolis, so they're into it because it's close to Indy. So they enjoy it. It's a good time.
Okay, so now let's bring everybody, WFO Universe, into, like Jason Logan. We were just talking about this, and I think it's important for me to say, you've been out here since when?
My first race was in 1995.
1995.
Let's do some math. Okay, so 1995 to 2005. That's 10 years, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then
that's 10.
So then 2005
to 2015.
2015, that's 20 years.
That's 20. And
2015 to 2019, that's 4 years.
Yes.
So that's 24 years?
Next year's your 25th anniversary.
Are you freaking kidding me? Wow. I have to quit. I have to stop.
You should definitely not.
I have to be done. But can I tell you, though, the best part is these fans, probably in the past 5 years, actually started getting me. So 19 years of these people, they're like, oh, screw that guy. He's the worst, blah, 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 blah. But now they get it.
Okay, so
they realize I'm not going anywhere.
When I was a fan in the stands at the Gator Nationals, when the whole sports magic, let's take an oil down and try to kill some time with it instead of just watch the oil down. It used to be just watch the oil down, right?
Watch tractors go back and forth.
We didn't get it either. Like, what are they doing? Why? Just leave us alone. We were talking, but now it has been integrated. I'm sure there are fans that still hate it.
Of course.
But that's a big accomplishment to convince even people such as myself, as I get older, to understand, no, there's another layer to this all. There's no downtime. Like the girl you were doing, Name That Driver.
Right.
That was good. She seemed... What was up with that? She seemed afraid.
She was nervous. People don't like when you put a microphone in their face. It's like, I don't like my voice on the radio or whatever. It's okay. But you put a microphone in their face, they have no idea. And I don't know, I have an extreme knack of finding the people that have never been to the races before. Hey, you got to pick a driver. But I did tell her, she picked, we showed a picture of Clay Milliken as an 8-year-old. And she picked Ron Capps or somebody. And I'm like, that's not... I go, are you sure you want to go with Ron Capps? Yeah. Are you positive you want to go with Ron Capps?
Hint, you're wrong.
Yeah, and I had to explain to her Game Show 101 when the host says, are you sure you want to do it? And she, finally got it. Then we came back again and showed her a picture of Ron Capps on a big wheel, and then she got that right.
There it is. All right.
So it's fun. Listen, it's taken 20 years for the majority of the NHRA fans to enjoy what I do. Okay, great. So can you imagine what happens in the next 20 years?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God,
You're going to be out here, 55-year-old man, trying to shoot shirts.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, come on. Who wants to get excited? Although, I realized something that you and I both do. Like when we're trying to hype the crowd.
Yeah.
Like, are you ready?
Are you ready?
We said, are you ready? Probably 500 times this weekend. And Alan Reinhart said in my ear on the radio before I did an intro, he goes, if you say, are you ready?
Are you ready?
I'm going to come down there and kick you in the ding-ding.
You know what?
I was like, what?
Listen to this. First of all, message discipline. You got to say something 50 times before people hear it once.
Right.
We got to make sure these fans are ready.
Listen, I don't know. Hey, stop what you're doing. I have an important announcement to make. Ron Burgundy did it the best. He goes, cannonball! And then everyone's like, yeah, we're jumping in the pool. That's what happens. You have to get their attention. And are you ready might be the attention getter. I don't know.
We'll work on that.
Yeah, we're going to work on it.
Something different. Is everyone prepared?
Yeah, but I think one of the best things that we did this weekend.
Okay, this is good. This is Inside Baseball now, WFO. Here we go. Personal, critique. You're inside the creative meeting.
Yeah, one of the best things we did this weekend is we discovered a new camera angle. Camera 17. Yes. Which, if you are watching NHRA.TV, is basically shooting down the tower.
Towards the tower
to the
from between the water boxes.
Yeah, between the water boxes. It's right there in the middle, and we discovered that this weekend.
Yeah,
and we were like, oh, we could use that camera. Oh, okay.
I discovered it. I knew it was there last weekend for the first time, and I was afraid of it. I was like, what is that? And this weekend, we used it for the first time. It's like a security camera almost.
Right. It's like your house, and you see raccoons walking in the backyard. That's what? But it's great because I was in the TV compound in the TV truck that handles all the Jumbotron stuff, and I see you just walking back and forth, pacing, looking, and I hear you on the radio. I got so-and-so. I got Ron Tobler. I'm going to talk to Ron Tobler. And then you walk back and forth. I'm like, where's he going? There he goes. Wait, there he is. He's on camera 22 now. There's a million cameras out there, but we found it and we did our Flying J, Pilot Flying J
promo. Hey, download the app, by the way. You can get cheaper gas.
Yeah, so it was funny, but now I'm going to find that camera angle at all times. So if you're listening and you're on NHRA.TV, you will see me and Joe and I, proper English, standing there doing stuff. We might talk. I might bring a sign up.
Well, right, exactly. How can we grow this?
Text to win this.
Jeff Smike and I marked off the spot. I did a whole, market.
Thing. It's so great. I love it. So
all right. Final thoughts as we wrap up this creative meeting here on the WFO Radio and NHRA Nitro podcast with this included. This thing will definitely be above 20 minutes. And so that is definitely great enough for our WFO audience. Looking back at the Route 66 Nationals, what will stick out in your mind?
Not a good thing.
Bad thing.
A bad thing. Gianna Salinas taking a tumble on her pro stock motorcycle, but she was okay. She came and talked to you 30, 45 minutes later after she did it. She looked fine. She's not going to be fine.
Well, such a tough. No, she's going to be sore.
Yeah,
super sore, but so tough. Such a tough girl. Her character. I don't really know her that well, and trying to get to know people the way I get to know people, which is totally organically. It takes longer. Even you and I.
Yeah.
It just takes longer, but to me it works a lot better to get to know people organically. And so, just occasionally speaking with her and watching her go, man, I was scared to death for that girl.
Oh my God.
So scared, feeling, and people need to understand, oh my gosh. And yet she popped right up and she took it.
She was pissed.
Yeah.
She was upset.
Yeah.
I think she was more upset at herself that she laid the bike down and she tumbled. But in all the years I've been doing this, I've only seen one other pro stock motorcycle, Joey DeSantis.
A couple years ago at
Vegas.
Indy.
No, I saw him in Vegas. He ate it in Vegas. Oh. It was he just fell off the bike. I'm like, what? He's doing 190 miles an hour. He fell off the bike. I'm like, what? And Joey DeSantis is not Gianna Salinas is
young person.
20 years old. Joey's a little older. But I'm glad she's okay and everything is good. But yeah, man, it was a good weekend. It's all fun. We're gonna have a good time. You're gonna go to Topeka.
Yes, sir.
I will not be in Topeka.
Oh no,
I'm not going to Topeka. You get Ali.
I like Ali.
Yeah, he's good. He's funny. He's an oversharer on Facebook, but that's okay. And he's a good follow if you want to feel the plight of man on from somebody.
What is it? Comedic actor or something?
Yeah, comedic actor on. I don't even know. Follow Ali Flores.
Follow me, you'll find him.
Yeah, so, but I'll be in Bristol, which I think is one of my favorite tracks on the planet. So that'll be good. And
they're loud in Bristol, and I'm very interested about the Nitro Primetime in Bristol. We'll probably participate better.
Listen, I want to be on top of the tower up there. I've got the spot. I already know where I want to be. I want to be up there with lights and the whole thing.
That's pretty high.
It's high, but that's where I want to be.
All right. Well, I'll be way down on the starting line. Anyway, Jason Logan from Team Mello Yello / roommate.
/ roomie.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming on
Where
WFO.
are we going to eat tonight, by the way?
Well, the debate is a steak or a deep dish pizza.
We are in Chicago. Either one is good.
We could do both. Ooh. We don't even need a reason.
Oh, my God. I love you right now.
America. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this edition of WFO Radio NHRA Nitro Podcast. We'll catch up with Alan Reinhart next week. I am headed to Johnson City, Tennessee for some of the final episodes of Performance TV on Motor Trend, 8:30 a.m. Sunday morning. And that'll be it for the year. Our season draws to a close at the end of June. But then it is on to Topeka, Kansas. If you are in the Topeka part of the country, right, the capital of Kansas, we encourage you to come on out. Scott Palmer is going to have the Evel Knievel museum car. He's talking about setting up a photograph, some sort of crazy jump. Amazing stuff. You got to see it. And, of course, a lot of listeners stopping me as I walk around saying, hey, WFO. And that is what keeps the show going. In fact, that's amazing that it even happens. So I appreciate all you guys. And so that's going to do it. Of course, our fine sponsors, right? The people who make it possible. Marvin Rodak, Frank Hawley, Hangstifer's Metalworking Lubricants, all making it possible. MagicDryUS.com, all make it possible. Everybody who steps up and supports us. People like HusseyPerformance.net, Hussey Quality Copperhead Gaskets. All of these people stepping up to put WFO on the air, and we greatly appreciate it. Also, one more thing. WFO Radio is now on Spotify. Spotify is another place to get your podcasts. You can download their mobile app, and let me tell you, it's really good. And the Factory Stock Podcast is on there as well. Factory Stock Podcast, another thing you need to subscribe and download. All right, everybody, that's going to do it. And as we roll out and roll up the windows and head out on the highway, we're going to get our kicks on Route 66. The Route 66 Nationals are now in the rearview mirror. Hopefully, some sort of WFO Radio ignition will go down this week. In the meantime, check out the archive. That's going to do it. We'll see you next time right here on WFO Radio.
WFO! The views and opinions of the hosts, guests, or callers do not necessarily reflect that of the station ownership, advertisers, or agencies.
I love WFO Radio. Oh, yeah.